The reigning Eastern Conference champions, the Boston Celtics, entered this season just 2 wins shy from capturing last season's 2022 NBA championship versus the eventual champs, the Golden State Warriors. With last season's core still intact, plus a few new offseason additions, along with the dynamic duo of Tatum and Brown coming back with another summer under their belts, sharpening their skills, the Boston Celtics are more than poised to make another run back to the NBA Finals. Before we get back to the video, man, just real quick, be sure to drop a thumbs up on this video if you're feeling it. Hit that subscribe button to help the channel out a ton, and even turn on post notifications to know when we drop videos over here on Self Check. Let's get back to the video. Due to the Celtics retaining all their players from last season that made their defense so elite, they're currently my pick to make it back to the finals, with the Bucks being a very, very close second. Hell, it might even come down to these two teams in the Eastern Conference Finals this season, barring any injuries and if everyone is healthy. With that being said though, ever since LeBron's 2017 and 18-led Cavs teams, no team has made back-to-back trips to the finals since. In 2019, it was the Kawhi-led Toronto Raptors that made it and won the championship. And in the bubble in 2020, it was the Jimmy Butler-led Heat. In 2021, it was the Giannis-led champion Milwaukee Bucks. And last season, it was these Boston Celtics. Although the recent trend of teams not making back-to-back trips to the finals isn't on the Celtics side, if we take a brief look as to why that is, you can see how the Celtics differ from the rest of the pack. Kawhi Leonard was basically a rental, and the Raptors lost him to free agency to the Clippers. Heat had a short turnaround from the bubble, came back next season, and got beat in 5 games by the Bucks, who they beat in the bubble. And last season, the Bucks were without Middleton. Now, when you look at the Celtic team, they have pretty much the same group still intact. As long as that defense gets back to what made them first in defensive efficiency, opponents' points, field goals, and three-point shooting percentage, I believe they have way more than a good chance to make it back. Currently, they're a middle-of-the-pack team defensively, but I feel like a lot of that stems from them being without their rim protector Robert Williams, who was definitely needed when the Celtics don't really have too many bigs that they can rely on. On the other hand, Celtics are at the top of the league in offensive rate, on 119 points a game, knocking in about 16 threes a game on damn good efficiency. There's no telling how long this will hold up, but it's keeping them afloat for now until they can get their defense back to what it was a season ago. Last season, the Celtics pretty much had everything you could ask for in a championship caliber roster. The top defense in the NBA led by the Defensive Player of the Year, Marcus Smart, who was the first guard to win it since GP in '96. Shooting from the outside from guys like Grant Williams, Derek White, and even Al Horford. An elite rim protector in the Time Lord, Robert Williams. 2 elite two-way players in Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Boston had pretty much everything except a true point guard. Luckily, Marcus Smart stepped up and played the position about as well as you could ask, averaging about 6 assists per game, which is actually a career high for Marcus. Now the Celtics get to add Malcolm Brogdon. He may not be an elite point guard in the league, but he's definitely a few tiers below and is one of the more solid ones in the game today. Since it's not broken, there's no reason to really fix it, meaning Marcus Smart will pretty much remain the starting point guard. It's still a luxury to have a guy who fits the system, can defend, doesn't commit many turnovers, and is an above average 3-point shooter that can facilitate offense for the bench unit or even run with the starters and close out games if Marcus Smart slides over to the 2. Brogdon is a career 38% 3-point shooter from deep, which allows that offense to stay spaced out when the Jays are attacking the cup. All in all, I think Malcolm Brogdon might have been one of the biggest sleeper additions to any team throughout the entire league. Sam Hauser is making the best out of his situation. He's practically just playing the same role Gallo would play if he was healthy. Just stretching the floor out, hitting his threes at a 53% clip on about 4 attempts per game. If you leave Sam Hauser open for 3, the Boston Celtics are going to find him, and it's going to be an easy 3, no question about it. Losing Gallo to an ACL injury before he even gets to suit up in the Celtics jersey, to me, is the big hit to this team. Gallo, who shoots 38% from deep, would have easily slid right into that stretch 4 role and provided spacing for the Celtics. Since Gallo will more than likely be out for the season, the Celtics have to go a different route. They went out and got Blake Griffin. Now, at this point in his career, we know Blake Griffin isn't even close to the same freak athlete he once used to be back in his Clipper days, when he used to be dropping dunks on Park and Gasol head, and to be honest, whoever was crazy enough to jump with that man back in the day. Now Blake Griffin just tries to bring energy, make the right plays, and hustle, and kind of get his minutes on the court that way, and here and there he'll give you spurts of offense and showing you that guy that he used to be back in the day. Jason Tatum continues to steadily improve season after season. He's gotten to the point where he's risen up to true superstar status, even becoming a consensus top 10 player in the NBA. I was critical of how Jason Tatum performed in last season's finals. Even though he had really good moments, like when he dished out 13 assists in his first finals game, there were moments where the shots he was taking, I feel like ended up really hurting him and the Celtics. JT has to remember that he's 6'10", meaning he can generate practically a good shot on any possession that he wants, especially when JT is close by the basket. At 6'10", with the added muscle that he's put on, I feel feel like JT should be easily able to power through contact and finish at the rim, and not always settle for these Kobe Bryant-like type fadeaways, or even his patented sidestep. Those are shots where it's like, damn, it look good when it go in, but when he bricks, it's like, damn, JT, I feel like you could have got a better look. I believe the pain of being so close to victory and ultimately coming up short will have Tatum entering this season more focused than ever, to the point where he might even be a dark horse pick for the MVP. Last season, Tatum led the Celtics, the second seed in the East, with a 51-31 record, averaging 27 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists, which finished him 6th place for the MVP last season. If the Celtics find a way to add a few more W's onto that win total, Tatum continues to tear the league up like he has been, he'll be right there possibly, emphasis on the possibly, holding up that MVP trophy at the end of the season. If there was any team in the East right now standing in the way of the Boston Celtics making another run to the NBA Finals, it has to be the team I mentioned earlier, the Milwaukee Bucks, with possibly the Cavaliers being the sneaky second choice. The Cavaliers have been the second hottest team in the East. Bucks and the Celtics are no strangers to each other when it comes to the playoffs. Having faced off in the 2018, 2019, and last season's playoffs, Bucks were without Middleton for the whole series versus the Celtics. And I'm sure Bucks fans feel as if midi-play outcome may have been a bit different. Giannis was able to take the Bucks the distance versus the Celtics without his right-hand man. Knowing how close they were, you know the Bucks were like another crack at the Celtics with a full healthy roster. Giannis looking to capture his second NBA title. At the same time, Boston was only 2 games away from capturing their 18th NBA championship, which would have been Tatum and Brown's first NBA championship. So with them being that close, you know that coming into this season, they're on a mission as well, meaning that we could be on a crash course for these two teams to meet up yet again in another playoff series. If we get these two teams with everybody healthy in the Eastern Conference Finals, I don't even want it in the second round. It has to be in the Eastern Conference Finals. If we get these two teams matched up again in the Eastern Conference Finals, it could be one of the best playoff series for the ages, in my opinion. Alright, so I'm gonna call it a wrap on this one. That's all I got for y'all for the day. What y'all think, man? Y'all think the Boston Celtics get back to the finals, or the Milwaukee Bucks, or somebody else has something to say about that? We appreciate all of y'all who've been tuning into our videos over here on Self Check. We appreciate the love and support, man. You guys are the best. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, to all that good stuff. It helps the channel out a ton. And I'm E, and I'm gonna catch all of y'all in the next one. Peace.